We'll call the meeting to order. I apologize. We had a little longer executive session than expected. Thank you for your patience. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Present.
Attorney Murphy?
Present.
Mr. Brett?
Present.
Dr. McFadden?
Present.
Mr. Gresham?
Present.
Mr. Powell?
Here.
Mayor Sarno?
President, can we all please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We'll now move to C, to approve the minutes of the May 26th, June 16th, 2016 school committee meetings. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Motion by Vice Chair Collins, or second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gresham. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. Items requiring a vote of the school committee. A is the vote to approve Walsh's school students traveling to Redgate Farm in Buckland, Mass. This coming September 19th through the 21st, 2016. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Thank you, Mayor. There's an informational item right in your package on it. There's a really popular trip with a lot of our schools. I'm recommending approval. Principal Vinnie Regan is here in case anyone has any questions. And thank you.
Any motion on the floor by Attorney Murphy? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Brett?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Gresham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mayor Sarno?
Yes, no sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you. B is the vote to approve the school choice policy. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Yep, we have a piece in your packet on this. This is a change in our policy, and some minor changes been through subcommittee today under legislative and contracts. As Dr. McFadden might want to speak to it too, but this would allow us. Pat, did you want to come up? If anyone has any questions, minor change, but maybe you can go over everything with it.
The biggest change with the school choice policy is this is the practice that we're currently doing right now, but because the policy referenced kindergarten to 8th grade, we weren't able to bill for some of the kids. We have like 2 kids in high school and 1 in preschool, so we weren't actually able to bill the other cities and towns for them. And this will allow us to collect the money for those students.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. I don't know if Dr. Reverend McFadden has any.
No additional comments. The subcommittee is recommending to the full committee for vote.
Thank you, Dr. McFadden. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, there's a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Perez, or second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurst. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Brett?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Gresham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mayor Sarno?
Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. C is to approve the P card policy. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Yeah, we have the changes here in red, but Pat can go over them with you. We've had P cards for a number of years now.
Mr. Roach?
But instead of having principals bring or teachers bring money on field trips or trips that they have to take, now they'd have the P card paying for things ahead of time. But Pat can go over it with you, any other changes.
And that's a pretty good explanation for what we're trying to do. The committee approved a P card policy for the district in 2013, and we basically have a P card in the business office, and it's a credit card with some extra controls, and we keep it in the business office in order to maintain. We use it for travel and for trips, and some like if the kids are going to Six Flags for a field trip, we can call ahead so that they don't have to bring cash with them. One of the issues with the current policy is, for example, Putnam, the kids are on a field trip this week, and they have to bring cash, and they have to use cash. We actually found a different solution for Putnam, but that's sometimes what the schools end up having to do. We would like to avoid that, and we can give them a P card with cash controls on it and a limit and allow them to use it. So we're recommending the change to the policy.
It's been through the Finance, Budget, and Finance Subcommittee. I didn't know if anyone else wanted to speak.
Any other questions or comments on this issue? Vice Chair
There was
Collins?
one of the 2 that we said would need 2 votes. Is this a significant change?
This isn't the one with the significant change. That's the student activity account.
Student activity was the one with the significant. Okay, thank you. So it's a minor change, only requires 1 vote?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, there's a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, a second. Second by Dr. McFadden. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Ms. Dowd?
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passes. Thank you, Mr. Roach. Vote, D is the vote to approve student activity agency accounts policy. Superintendent Warwick?
Thank you, Mayor. Pat can go through this with us also, but this significantly changes the policy and strengthens the policy, so this would require 2 different votes, but the old policy is on the front page, the cover page, and the new policy is in the rest of the package. But Pat, if you can walk everyone through.
Mr. Roach?
Sure. We had our Director of Internal Audit had done a review of our student activity accounts and our student activity policy, and he suggested some model language to strengthen our policy. So that's what we did, is based on his recommendation, we strengthened our policy.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, there's a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, or second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passes. Thank you. E is the vote to approve the truancy contract. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Yep, there's a copy in your packet. This is something we've had in place for a number of years. Minor changes, again, with an increase relative to the COLA the employees get. It's about it for the changes with that. We get 2 sheriffs, deputies that work with our attendance officers that patrol the city every day under this contract. I will say the sheriff's been extremely generous because he really charges us the salary, but not the benefits that go with that salary. So he's actually donating to this cause, to be honest with you, but it's a very generous contract from the Sheriff's Department. And we've had it in place a number of years now. So we're looking to take it out 2 more years. We feel the terms are very fair.
We're very appreciative of Sheriff Fass's continued efforts. Any questions or comments on
And
that?
it's been through the subcommittee. I didn't know, Dr. McFadden, if you wanted to speak to it.
No additional comments?
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, is a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hurst, second.
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Collins. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst?
Yes.
Attorney Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Ms. Gresham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passes. Thank you. F is to approve Promise Program Administration Contract. Superintendent Warwick.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. This is a more complex issue, so I'm going to bring TJ and Pat up, and Yolanda and Lydia that have been working on this, and we can give you some background. It's, again, been through legislative and contract, so if we can give a quick overview to the committee.
Mr. Plant and team, thank you.
Thank you, Member, to Mayor, the members of the school committee. About a few months ago, I've been doing a lot of research on the contract with U.S. Spire, and it became apparent that some of the services they were providing weren't exactly the most cost-effective and beneficial to our students. So we did a lot more digging, asked for a lot more information, and it kind of made sense as trustee of the Springfield Promise Program to pursue other alternatives to save money to draw out the trust. Over the past 7 years, the trust went from $8 million down to $6 million to administer the program and to provide this last dollar scholarship, and just wasn't making sense. We were subsidizing Boston's salaries to the tune of about $140,000 for an organization to help our kids get into financial aid counseling, get into school, and then affords college. And the data just didn't really add all up in the sense that they were taking credit for all the students that have gone to college already. They were taking credit for the financial aid that they were already receiving from their own application process because they talked to the kid. I asked the school department for a proposal to see if there's a way of doing it that aligned with the superintendent's vision. And what we got back was not only did it save money for the program, it allowed for better synergy between the graduation coaches, the guidance department, and financial aid counseling. So it just made sense as an organization to go in that direction.
And this sort of fits into, Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Yolanda Johnson, the 100 Males to College, and we want to make sure we maximize not only the monetary assets going to our students who go to college, but even increase the numbers. So just rest assured that this program will continue, and we're going to be able to help out our kids get into college.
Yeah, I think the program will actually be more effective because there'll be a complete alignment of services with our guidance counseling department in the high schools, so we'll improve communication. It'll all be under Dr. Johnson, I see that as a major improvement because there has been communication alignment issues, so we'll make sure everyone gets the services they need. So I think the team came up with a great proposal that actually improves services.
Thank you, Superintendent Ward. Any
And
other
it's,
questions or comments on this issue?
And it's been through legislative and contracts. I don't know if Dr. McFadden
Dr.
wanted to speak to
McFadden?
it.
We're very pleased to be able to support this, and we think it's a worthwhile effort for our school district.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, is a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Gresham, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient votes, the matter passes. Thank you very much. G is the vote to approve the food service contract. I know Sodexo was in the house. Superintendent Warwick.
Yeah, this is an extension of the contract. Sodexo's done an absolutely fabulous job for us. Pat is here if you have any questions, and Tim Gray, but I recommend we extend this contract. This also has been through the Legislative and Contracts Subcommittee. Didn't know if Dr. McFadden wanted to speak to it.
Motion. Okay, there's a motion by Attorney.
Subject to the approval of DESI.
Subject to the approval of DESI, right?
As amended, Attorney Murphy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurston. Again, I think you know our feelings of what Sodexo does food and quality-wise, and also scholarship-wise, community, and during the disaster. So we appreciate that. It has properly been motioned and seconded. No other, unless there's another discussion, I'm sorry.
Do you want to know why I did that? No.
Okay.
DESI has to approve specific parts of the language, and they haven't sent us the approval yet, unfortunately.
Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. Congratulations and thank you. H is to vote to approve the Quebec MOU. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Yeah, this is for services that were delivered this year. So we finalized the contract between the two legal teams, and recommending approval. This will allow us to pay for the services that we've already received.
Any other
Recommending
questions or
approval.
comments? And I appreciate everybody's efforts in this too. Okay, hearing none, is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Attorney Murphy, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient votes, this matter passes. Thank you very much, Sergeant. I is vote to approve the release funds from the EOS Healthy Start Award for breakfast in the classroom, the amount of $11,500, recognizing 23 schools, $500 apiece per school. Superintendent Warwick?
EOS has been great to Springfield, helping us with the Breakfast in the Classroom program. I think the reason for that is, again, Sodexo and our team's great work in bringing this program in with some real fidelity of implementation. In your packet, you'll see a list of all the schools involved. So 23 schools will get $500 each. There's a lot of logistical pieces that have to be put together to deliver this program with fidelity. But it's great for our kids. DESI endorses it vehemently and actually counts it as instructional time now because the research supports the importance of a healthy breakfast. So EOS has been a great partner with Springfield and continues to provide us help with this program. So I recommend we accept the grant.
Just quick comment on the EOS, the breakfast program. We heard that today in the Empowerment Board zone meeting on principals indicating now that students that are eating their breakfast, better productivity and scores and behavior issues have gone down tremendously. So I know we're cutting edge at Central, but both principals mentioned that our students are able to have breakfast, the behavioral issues have gone down tremendously, productivity and scores have increased. So I'm glad DESI recognized this because this is not even an intangible more. It's a tangible now. I don't know if there's any other questions or comments on this EOS. Hearing none, there's a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Say again, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurst. Roll call vote is required. Please call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient votes, this matter passes. J is a vote to approve the release of funds from the EOS Foundation grant in the amount of $25,000. Superintendent Ward,
And this
please.
is another support EOS is providing for us. This one is to help us by providing a consultant in helping us design our food service warehouse that we're going to move forward with, that is really going to allow us to improve services to students. I recommend we accept the grant.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Motion by Attorney Murphy, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call a roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient votes. The matter passes. Thank you very much.
Support, you know, Judge Boyle is the presiding judge in the Springfield District Court, former
Springfield.
city councilor and president of the city council, and has done a great job in very difficult circumstances. And I just would like to make a motion to approve the request for the consideration of the naming of the hallway at Putnam after William Boyle.
Thank you, Attorney Murphy. And again, it just sends a great message, a clarion call out to our students that you too can attain this, if not better. And Billy's always been Springfield born, bred, and proud, and appropriate for consideration, and a hopeful positive vote. Attorney Murphy has made a motion. Is there a second?
Just a point of clarification. It's a vote to refer.
It's got, yeah.
Okay, I'll second that.
Second by Vice Chair Collins. Any other questions or comments? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes. Thank you very much. We will now move to informational discussion items. Working Cities implementation of the grant. This is from the Boston Federal Reserve. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Another piece of good news for the city, Lydia Martinez from my team worked with a group of agencies from the city, including the Regional Employment Board, HAP Housing, STCC, and others, to secure this grant for us. We have a lot of partners. It's going to provide part-time employment, internships, apprenticeships for our seniors, so it's going to be very beneficial for our kids. So we were thrilled when the news came back that the city received the grant. Again, it was a team effort. Lydia led the effort for us, so very appreciative of that, and I think it's going to help us to get our kids career ready. So just an informational item. Lydia's here if you have any further questions about it.
And I want to thank everybody involved. The Federal Reserve doesn't give out money willy-nilly, so it was a very strong presentation. The collaboration was outstanding, and that's what got back to me, how we put together a top-notch proposal, and it's going to help out, again, our graduating seniors moving forward. I don't know if there's any questions. Assistant Superintendent Lydia Martinez is here. If not, are any comments?
Just congratulations to Lydia and the team.
Motion on the floor?
So
Oh, I'm sorry. This is informational.
Yeah, it's
Get me on a roll.
informational.
About 13 voting questions.
We're going to take the money. Don't worry about it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the money's not coming directly to us, so we don't have to vote on it.
Thank you.
Usually we do.
My fault on that. All right, now we'll move to reports of standing committee, student relations, parent concerns.
No reports, Mr.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Ms. Gresham. B is building and maintenance committee.
We handled the items already.
Thank you, Vice Chair Collins. C is legislative and contracts committee.
No, we already handled them.
Thank you, Dr. McFadden. D is curriculum and programs committee.
No report at this time, Your Honor. We have handled those matters earlier.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. E is budget and finance committee.
Again, we've handled and voted on the issues already.
Thank you, Vice Chair Collins. F is vocational education committee.
No report.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. G is technology committee.
No reports, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gresham. H is school safety committee.
No reports, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
You said technology. Okay. You gave Peter's report, but it was just as good.
You can have it. If you want to be chair, you can have it.
It's a joint report there. There's no report. Okay. Thank you, Attorney Murphy. All right. V is, we'll now move the report of superintendent.
Thank you, Mayor. First item is an MSBA circular that I included in your package. It's a piece of good news. We've gone to schematic design with 6 of the projects we recommended for accelerated repair. I think over the years we've only had one project that's gone to schematic design that didn't get through. So this is for windows and doors. It's an Eddy, Balliet windows and Balliet Middle, windows and doors, Balliet Elementary, a roof, Kylie, windows and doors, Lynch, a roof, and Kensington, a roof. All told, we estimate about $14 million worth of projects. MSBA will pay 80%. Again, we had a great effort from Pat Sullivan, Peter Garvey, and the team on that. But more good news for Springfield relative to improving our building. So, very, very positive news. Included an article on the SciTech band. They did a great job at the Globe. They were at the SciTech graduation when Gary had the band play. It was really cool, and it's a really great article from the Boston Globe, so I included that in your package.
There's a great video that goes along with that if you
Yeah.
click on the website.
Yep.
Terrific video
It
of the band.
is great, yeah. Attendance, this report is May, as of the end of May. We haven't calculated June yet, but student attendance, and you can see that our truancy is down to 2.9, and our attendance is up to 93.4. Next year I'll have a calculation of what it was for the entire year, but it looks positive to move in the right direction in both manners for this year again. So that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Any questions, Superintendent's report? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to section 6, unfinished business. Okay, hearing none, we'll, yep, Ms.
Superintendent,
Gresham?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. I was just wondering if the superintendent know how well the schools are doing that's under the empowerment zone? The outcome of that, or?
Yeah. So that's a great question. We had an empowerment zone board meeting today. So the schools have done an operational plan now again for next year. They were under an operational plan this year. Some of the data looks to be promising, but we're going to probably get the PARC results, the testing results. They all took PARC on paper. My estimation will probably get them in the early fall. That'll be a good barometer of some of the data, and by then we'll have attendance, other important data points as well. But we're really hopeful, but until we see the PARC results, we won't know.
So now with the meetings that you all have, do we have access to that school committee? Can we look at those minutes or the reports?
They're public document.
They're
Once they
Okay,
do them.
all right.
All right, but I think, Ms. Gresham, would you be happy with
Why don't we
today?
send
Yeah, today that there was two things that they had a parent, it was either Chestnut Tag or Chestnut North, that got up and spoke, and she really did a great job, and how
I think it
happy
was
she...
Van Sickle IB, right? Wasn't it?
No, I think it was...
It was a tag.
It was Chestnut Tag
Tag.
and Van Sickle IB. They both spoke.
and they
Right.
how happy
yeah,
the change. And then the other thing was culture, director of culture, and the integration of family, students, and teachers. A lot of events being held, and whether it's a Harvest Fest they have, and then even some that at least 4 phone calls, contacts are going to go out through the summer with the families. So it was really. But Danny, and so was the board. The board always said the proof's in the pudding. We want to see on the scores. Everything seems to point to that. Things, knock on wood, should come out positive. But those are two things. So the parents really, they got up there and spoke. Really were very complimentary, and the culture, director of culture type stuff, where they build that culture of families being directly involved with the system. You know.
So my sense is, overall, we'll get a good shot at all the data, the
Right.
cultural data, everything else. A lot of the reports contain, they put their plans forward for next year. Good efforts around PBIS and other things. So not just the academic piece, the intervention piece, the culture pieces. But again,
overall.
when we get the PARC results, my sense is it'll be uneven. Some schools started at a different level, so the progress will be different school by school because they were all on a little different track. But we're very hopeful, and there were some good signs. Stand for Children was also represented there. They've been a great partner for us in bringing parents out and have been a big help. So, again, I thought it was very, very positive today, and certainly we could get you any of the minutes because it's all...
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Patty, do
Have a
you
copy
do you
of
have a
those.
copy of them electronically? If not, I'll send them to you because they were emailed directly to us, and then you can forward them on to the committee.
Yeah, that's
Which
a
we
great
approved
idea.
minutes today.
Yeah, that's a really
That
good
would be,
idea.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Ms. Gresham, too,
Thank
Superintendent Ward, Stand for Children, both principals that spoke today and parents that spoke said how they've been an integral part with their efforts.
Yeah. That's good to get the positive feedback,
Yeah.
So that's a
No,
good
I think
thing.
it's a great idea,
Yeah.
and sending the minutes is a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gresham. Anything else on unfinished business?
I do want to just mention, Mr. Mayor, about the meeting that we had last week at Dryden School.
Yes.
I want to thank the superintendent and his staff, as well as other fellow school committee members who did attend that meeting. I want to make sure that it's very clear that the meeting was designed to be an opportunity for parents to share their concerns with the superintendent, and I'm so glad that he and his staff were there. We discussed a number of things that we hope will bring about a level of even more communication and transparency at the school, as well as deal with some issues that parents have regarding classroom size, crisis management, student discipline, as well as how some veteran teachers feel that they have been treated. I will let you know that after that meeting, I was contacted by some parents who stated that they were surprised at hearing some of the concerns that other parents had lifted. And so they were glad to be a part of that. There were some parents who said that they were intimidated by the large number of persons from the school committee and the school department, so they did not feel comfortable speaking, but I do think that they all felt that their concerns were lifted. I also wanted known that I was contacted by two teachers who apparently had heard that in the meeting they were asked if teachers felt comfortable or supported, and these two teachers who were not there stated that they are teachers who had shared their concern with the administration of the school, but who were not there because they feared retaliation for being there. So I do just want to make sure that we continue to lift these issues up at Dryden, and I know that Mrs. Gresham is planning to have a student relations and parent concerns meeting that hopefully we'll be able to further address these issues.
Thank you, Dr. McFadden. Any questions or comments on Dr. McFadden's report? Okay, hearing none, thank you. New business, and we're going to give a shout out to our post-21 team. They're leaving for Gastonia. We're hopeful to get up to Central to wish them well. Tony King will be there themselves, but I think that is another great story of Springfield being the first dealing with 1934 race issues and being ahead of its time. So with that, we wish them good luck on their trip down there. And any other new business? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Have a good, safe, fun, and happy summer. Have fun, but still learn, and we'll see you back in August.